What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Broadway Joel, the voice of Dominican boxing. And today we're going to talk about, well, we have to lead off with the biggest news in all of boxing right now. And that's Conor Benn. Hold on, my co-host has just joined, so we'll add him. Most of you guys are familiar with him from our first interview. My man Charles, the Hitman Stone. How you doing, my brother?
People watching Broadway Joel boxing channel. Acknowledge me. I'm just kidding. What's going on, bro?
Not much, man. I'm happy to have you on, man.
Happy-
As you, for sure. You always welcome on this channel. You know that. Uh, I do want to get to talk to some Dominican boxing with you, but first we have to start with the biggest news in all of boxing, and that is Conor Benn tests positive for a banned substance, leaving his fight with Chris Eubank this Saturday in jeopardy. First, I want to get what's your opinion on all of this, and should the fight still happen? Do you think? Do you know anything about the specific drug? Or what's your opinion on all of this?
Look, man. I'm gonna just say this: if there was any welterweight who needed steroids to move up and fight a middleweight, it was Kell Brook when he fought Triple G. But listen, I really think highly of either guy at all. Like I don't. I don't really care for either guy. They don't really matter to me. But I mean, they both let Eubank juice up. Let him get his rehydration clause. Let him juice up. Let him just fight. Okay.
Oh, so you're saying that if they take away the rehydration clause, you'll be okay with this fight happening?
Hey, look, neither one is that good, so you might as well just let him choose.
I mean, I disagree with you. I actually like Conor Benn. I mean, this is all testing positive. Excuse me. I thought he was a good fighter. To me, he has a better resume than Boots. He has been scoring knockouts. He takes the sport serious. I like the way he fights. I've been impressed so far every time I've seen him. So I disagree with you that I'm not that high on him. I thought he was definitely one of the hottest prospects coming up as far as the last year or two in the welterweight division. But this stains his legacy. This stains what he's accomplished. I don't know too much about this drug. From what I understand, this is like a female infertility drug that can be used for masking or to boosting your testosterone. I don't know too much about it. That's why I started it off asking if you knew anything about it. But it's just unfortunate because this is gonna be a big fight in the UK. Now it's in jeopardy of not happening. And I'm not even sure how I feel about the fight still happening or not. Like, yeah, one thing, the only fight I do remember happening where a guy tested positive and the fight was still allowed to happen was Eric Morales. Eric Morales had tested positive for clenbuterol, and they just kept testing him up until he tested negative, and then they allowed the fight to happen. So I don't know if they'll do something like that this time around, but hey, we'll see.
Fight Wilder.
Who?
You remember when Povetkin was supposed to fight Wilder?
Yeah, in Russia, yes, and he tested positive.
And he still fought. So that's another case.
Well, no, he ain't fight Wilder though.
More recent. I'm trying to think of more recent though.
No, but whoa. That Povetkin Wilder one, they canceled the fight because they never fought.
No, Wilder left. Wilder left, and I guess he fought still there. No, my bad. That was Stavern.
Yeah, no, because I remember that what's his name? Wilder was training in Sheffield, England, and then all that was for naught because he had to go back since his opponent tested positive. But it's just a shame. I was really excited for this fight. I was on a space yesterday talking about how excited I was for this fight. I was looking forward to it, and you get what I'm saying. And now
I'm gonna tune in anyway, even though I don't really care for either one. But it's just a thing of one, I'm gonna watch boxing, and there hasn't been much boxing on as of late.
That's true. That's true.
We're all waiting on that announcement.
There definitely is a hunger right now for boxing as far as
why, like, it's so weird how it just it was just hot, cooled down, got hot again, then was just dead.
Ever since from January to June, boxing was Yo, it felt like every weekend we had either a fantastic fight or even just a good fight. Like every single weekend, there was very few weekends we didn't have even a name we weren't familiar with. And then just after June, it just really died out. It's supposed to start picking up now. This Saturday again, we got the Conor Benn Eubank fight. If that happens, we also have Fundora Ocampo with Adames, Montiel on the card, also on Cajas, Martinez, and on the YouTube portion, Michael Fox versus Mean Machine. Then you got the next week, you got Wilder fighting Hellenius. You also have Haney fighting Cambosos. Then the week after that, you got Loma fighting Ortiz. I'm not in particularly excited for none of those fights, but at least these are names that I'm familiar with, and I like, whenever these names are fighting, it's good for boxing.
Yeah. I can't wait for that. Damn, that's the next.
You keep cutting out. I don't know what's up. What's up with your mic, bro? Yeah, you got bad service.
Bro, wait, can you hear me now?
Yeah, you up in the mountains out in Boston, bro.
Hold up.
All right. I don't know what happened to his Wi-Fi. He'll jump back on. But yeah, also I want to talk about Carlos Adames fighting Juan Montiel for the WBC interim fight. This is a big fight. This is a big fight. We got, if he wins, he will be the mandatory for Charlo. And if Charlo vacates, yeah, I hear you now.
All right.
Yeah. So if Charlo moves up and vacates the title, that will make Carlos Adames the full champion if he were to win this Saturday. So this is a big fight. Whether you like the matchup, whether you think it's competitive or not, this is a big fight for him in his career because it either makes him the mandatory or again, if Charlo decides to move up to 168, it makes him the full champion. So this is a big fight for him in his career. I see him stopping Montiel like in the 6th or 7th round. I know a lot of people don't think so, but I just really like what I've been hearing from people in and around his camp as far as how he's been performing in the gym. And he beat Deverenchenko, who he wasn't supposed to beat. He was an underdog and got that win. So I was excited about that. And let's see what happens. Again, he beat Deverenchenko. He's right in his house. He doesn't have to cut down to 154. I feel like he looked really strong in his last fight against Deverenchenko. So I'm excited. I'm excited to see what he does in this middleweight division. What's your opinion on this fight, Hitman, as far as Carlos Adames versus Juan Montiel?
This is a real good fight. I feel like Adames is going to outbox him. I think he's going to make him look stupid most of the fight. I'm just worried about his gas tank because if he gasses out late, I think Montiel might catch a second win, kind of like he did with Charlo for them 2 rounds. But it's all I think whoever got the better chin, whoever can last longer, and whoever just, was a better man on that night is going to win. I haven't watched too much of either guy to really kind of break it down. I only watched Montiel fight the ghost James Kirkland and Charlo. And I only ever seen Adames fight this last fight.
You only see him fight Deverenchenko, that's it?
I seen a highlight of him fighting I think it was Patrick
Teixeira. Yeah. Yo, in that fight, he lost that fight. But yo, he looked really good up until like the 6th or 7th round. And then he gassed out. But had his gas tank been better, he had Teixeira's eyes swollen shut. He was to the point. Honestly, I thought they should have stopped the fight at one point, and they didn't. And to the referee's credit, Teixeira did come back to win the fight, so he was good enough to continue performing. But I thought that, man, I thought for sure that what's his name, Carlos Adames was going to stop him in I want to say it was the fifth or 6th round where he had him hurt really bad. And again, the same thing you just said. With Carlos Adames, nobody doubts his skills. Nobody doubts his potential. It's that damn gas tank. But again, if you guys have subscribed to my channel, you guys know I interview Bob Santos, now his current trainer, who by trade is a strength and conditioning coach. So since by trade he's a strength and conditioning coach, obviously he's going to be hyper focused in that area, and make sure that my man's gas tank is full. He can continue to fight all the way to the end, because that's what he's going to need. I do think he gets a stoppage. I do think he outclasses Montiel, and I do think he shows that he earned the shot at Charlo after beating somebody that, necessarily Charlo couldn't stop himself. And by the way, Hitman here is a big Charlo fan, so
Yeah. You on thin ice right now, bro. Like, but you want to know something crazy? If you really think about it, Adames could have fought both Charlos. Yeah. Had he beat Teixeira, I don't even know how to. Patrick, I ain't gonna say his last name.
Yeah, Teixeira, you got it right.
Damn, imagine that. Charlo could have fought 2 Dominican fighters back to back. That's why Jamel's pound for pound. I don't care what
man. I mean, I was upset at when Jamel beat Rosario, but
that was a little scary. I'm not gonna lie.
Got stopped to the stomach by a jab. But I spoke to Rosario. I don't know if you saw that interview. He came into camp weighing 190 something pounds, something crazy and shit like that. So he wasn't taking the sport too serious in between fights. And he was blowing up in weight. And that's why now he's fighting at middleweight, thank God. He's no longer going to be.
I seen him next to Peter Quillen. He's a big dude.
Yeah, he's a big dude. To me, he almost looks like a super middle. I mean, I don't want him jumping up in weight that quick. Let's see how he looks in his next fight against Gomez, which I think is honestly disrespectful. You got him fighting a 5-0 guy. I hope he blasts him out in fucking 2 rounds. Nah, for real. I'm like, yo, damn, y'all think that low of him? Y'all putting him against a guy who's 5-0? But we'll see. We'll see.
Nah, man, when he knocked out J-Rock, I was like, oh, shit.
Yeah, like, that's the thing.
Like, J-Rock versus Charlo next? Cool. I'm cool with that. Yo. Nah, but once J-Rock said what he said at the weigh-in, I was like,
what did he say at the weigh-in? I don't remember.
I'm not repeating it. He said something about a banana peel. I'm not repeating it. But then, Jason just wrecked him. I was like, God damn. He threw that uppercut. I had life behind that shot.
Nah, that's the thing. Jason got heavy hands. He got really, really heavy hands. He needs to work on.
You could even see it in the Charlo fight.
Yeah. If he touching you, you're gonna feel it. It's just a matter of staying consistent. Having more punch resistance as well as placing your punches better. But I'm excited to see him come back against Gomez, because again, I don't know what to make of him. But if you still a contender in your division, you should be able to beat a guy like Gomez. You get what I'm saying? So if he and I'm hoping he makes a statement, fucking gets this guy out of there in 2-3 rounds, and then go, yo, I'm a real player at this middleweight division.
Mm-hmm. I'd like to see him and J-Rock rematch at 160.
Man, J-Rock coming off a loss. J-Rock is done, man. That chin ain't shit, man. I would take Jason again. What was that?
Can you hear me?
You were breaking up for a bit, but I can hear you now.
When's the last time Rosario fought?
He fought. The thing is, he had like 2-3 fights in DR, so I don't know if you count that. One of those stay busy fights or whatever. He fought like 2-3 times out there. But he's not coming off. The only thing is, he did fight at super middleweight at his fights out there. So he
need to fight Munguia or Berlanga.
Yo, what the hell was that? That's so weird. I don't know what happened there. Do y'all see me now? Do y'all see me now? Hold on, write in the chat if y'all see me now. What the hell? That shit was saying that my internet connection was bad or something like that. Hold on, let me hit Hitman back up so he can come back. All right, now they see me. All right, thanks, Danny. Yo, by the way, Danny, I fuck with you, man. You one of my you one of my Twitter followers. I fuck with heavy. Yeah, like I very rarely disagree with you, and you be supporting Dominican boxing, and you be hitting me up all the time. So you definitely one of the dudes that I fuck with, man. So I just want to give you a shout. Let me see what Hitman. All right. Anyways, now let's talk about the main event: Sebastian Fundora versus Carlos Ocampo. First of all, a lot of people, Ocampo's going to sleep. It's going to be an easy fight. I'm gonna need y'all to relax with that, man. Carlos Ocampo, yeah, he got slept by Errol Spence early. Like we all saw the fight. We all hardcores watching this, but all right,
Is it better now?
It's much better now. Much better. Yeah. So as far as with Ocampo, a lot of people think this is going to be an easy fight. I still remember that fight Fundora had with Sergio Garcia. I actually thought he lost that fight. Carlos Ocampo is going to come to fight. I think this is going to be a 50-50 fight. People are going to be leaning towards Ocampo, but you know how the judges are, and they're going to favor Fundora, and he's going to get the decision. That's how I see this fight going. I don't think that Ocampo is as easy as a fight as people making it out to be. You know, people making this out to be like he's fighting a scrub, and obviously people riding that high off that fight with Lubin. But listen, Ocampo's a good fighter too. So I'm still picking Fundora by decision, but I would not be surprised in the slightest if Ocampo got the upset. What's your opinion on that fight this Saturday?
I haven't seen Ocampo fight since the Spence fight, but I heard he's been on a nice little streak as of late. I heard he's like knocked out like 9 out of 11 people he's fought.
9 out of 12. 9 out of 12.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so like
and here's the thing too. Like you said, I think what's the tall dude's name? Fundora lost that Sergio Garcia fight. So hey, Ocampo might just upset him. You never know. And if he upsets Fundora, that winning age is lovely for Spence when you think about it.
Yo, for real. Yo, and then on top of that, you could be like, yo, I slept this dude quick. Like, that was easy work. If this dude ends up beating Fundora and then who knows, getting himself into a mandatory position and fighting for one of the vacant belts or even Charlo himself.
You don't want to do that. You're going to get cooked again.
Listen, man, I'm just saying.
No, you don't want to do that.
I'm just saying. Point is, that win can age real well.
You thought Spence did him bad. Oh, my God. You might not have seen him again if Mel fights him.
Danny Ramirez says Fundora should have lost that Jamonte Clark, but it was called
I heard about
a draw. He put the draw in quotation marks. So, yeah, like, people riding that high off that Lubin fight. And don't get me wrong, Lubin's a good fighter. I actually picked Lubin to win that fight. You know, but I don't want to say he's one of the best, clearly one of the best 154 pounders, one of his iron chin. Like, nah, he's a good fighter, but I don't think he's up to a certain level where we should have been surprised he lost. I picked him to win, but I knew it was going to be a close fight.
I think Lubin was winning that fight. My bad, Broadway. I've been up all day working. Came back from the gym, did 4 hard rounds of sparring. I'm a little hungry.
Nah, it's all good, man. You want to go rest, bro? I can handle the show.
We got to chop it up. We're chopping it up. I got time.
You actually is a good transition. So you mentioned you came from the gym. A lot of people don't know you were an amateur fighter, one of the best amateur in all of America. And I want you to talk about your next fight, when it is. Do you know who it is? Who it is against, as well as what weight class, so all that good stuff.
Yeah, so my next fight is going to be October 30th in Londonderry, New Hampshire. I don't know where the place. I don't know all the details because I just got told yesterday
yesterday, Monday, I got told that I'll be fighting October 30th. So yeah, I'm gonna be back in the ring. I'm dropping down to 139 pounds because 147. I came in like real light. Like I don't know if I told y'all this, but I came in at 143. The last fight was at 147. So I'm just gonna cut a few pounds, faster, stronger, quicker, taller than everybody. So yeah, I don't know who it's against, but you know what I always say: it doesn't really matter who it's against.
And just for the record, my man, it was a fight for 147 pounds. My man came in at 143 and cooked the dude easy. Won all 3 rounds. So I just want to put context to that. You know what I'm saying?
I think he came in overweight too.
You think so? You guys didn't get to see him weigh in?
Bro, I didn't. No, I didn't do that. I wasn't really worried about what anybody else was doing. I just wanted to get like my gear on and just fight already. Like I was at that where I had been waiting so long. I'm like, bro, I'm sick of this damn process. I was sitting in a long line, had to do a re-checkup, even though I just got a checkup that same week. Had to do this little hearing thing, and I was like, gear on, get ready, and just fight. I don't even want to wait for everybody else to fight because I was the 8th fight.
How often do you train, and for how long? Like how many hours you in the gym, and also how often you go? 4 days a week, 5 days a week, 6, 7?
As of late, I've been doing like 3, 4 because of the way my schedule's been changing. Because I've been working nights, and some nights I'll go in at like 11 and I won't get out till 6. So I gotta like try to get a little rest. So I rest for like 2 hours, an hour and a half, get up, go to the gym. But since it's just me and my coach, we just do about an hour training. Doesn't need to be nothing too crazy because it's just us. But today, I came in and I sparred 4 rounds with my boys that are fighting this weekend. My boys Christian and Jaden. Did 4 rounds with them. I was there. Actually, no, I really just did the 4 rounds. I came in and sparred because I got out of work late. Because okay. So for people who work construction, there's a little way around it. You don't got to do a full 8. You can take 1 break and leave early, and you're still gonna get your 8 hours. So I like to do that, but today I took 2 breaks, and I got out at 3. I got back to Nashville at like 4:20 because of traffic. Had to get my gear on. I didn't even get to like stretch. I didn't even get to hit the bag. I didn't even get to shadow box or nothing. I just had to get my gear on, get in the ring with these 2 damn killers, and spar for 4 rounds. But it went good, you know. Picked up a lot of new stuff, trying different things. You know, it's just how it's going. Trying new things every day, every time I get in there. Yesterday I sparred. I like to get in with like, you know, the younger kids that's really kind of like real energetic, because that kind of like keeps me on my toes. I sparred like 10 rounds with like a few different kids. You know, just giving them work, letting them learn new stuff. Just
you putting in work. 10 rounds to sparring? That's a lot for an amateur.
Mm-hmm.
How much road work you doing?
Shit, not a lot as of late.
You got to put in that road work, man.
I got to put in the road work, but we've been doing a lot of like strength and conditioning with me and my coach. That's really what the one-on-one sessions are too. But I'm gonna get that road work back.
Yeah, you got to wake up early in the morning before work, pump out at least 3 miles, 4 miles a day. Go home, shower, head to work, and then whatever work you do is extra. But you know, at least you know you putting in that road work, because as you know, come on, man, you don't want that Dominican curse to kick in, man. You seen Carlos Adames getting tired and shit. Don't lose a fight because you got tired, man.
Look, I'll be like James Toney. My stamina comes from sparring every damn day.
Nah, but look how James Toney talk now.
Oh yeah,
that dude slurring in his speech and crazy.
Hey, you better watch out, Broadway, because if he watches this and he wants to beat one of our asses, I'm gonna make sure it's you he wants to beat up.
Nah, man, I don't know about that, man. I think I could take on James Toney right now.
I don't know about that.
I think I can. I'm talking about right now, not in his prime.
I don't know about that.
Right now,
I don't know about that.
I could get him, man. I think I could get him.
I don't know about that. I think I can take Prince Nassim Hamed though.
I don't know about that. Oh, I don't know if you can do
that.
He's
a little guy.
I could definitely do it. I could fuck both of them up.
Come on, he's 5'5". You should be able to.
Nah, I'm just talking shit. I don't want none of the boxers to come at me. I'm just talking shit, man. We having fun.
Guys, his address is.
Yo, hold on. There's another fight I wanted to talk about. Michael Fox versus Mean Machine.
Yeah, that's a good
me and you, we both got a relationship with Michael. So we're gonna be rooting for him hard. But yo, this is not an easy fight. Mean Machine can fight. Mean Machine also has power. I want to know what's your opinion on this fight.
Yo, I think Mike he's got to put on a performance of a lifetime. I think that Mike kind of has to do a perfect combination of fighting and boxing because Mean Machine. I got to look at that Mean Machine Ray Robinson fight, but from what I heard, Mean Machine got cooked in that fight. I heard it was a robbery. I got to go back and watch that. But I'm pretty sure Mike and Ray got some similar dimensions. They're both tall, rangy. Who's the better boxer of the two? That's a good question. They were talking about that earlier in Chicken Talk. Shout out to Chicken Talk, Lazy Lefty, and all the guys. But yeah, they were talking about who's better, Ray Robinson or Michael Fox, and that's a good question because if they're close to the same level, I can see Michael Fox actually cooking Mean Machine. I can see him outboxing him. I don't think he'll knock him out because Mean Machine, he's like, I'm not gonna say he's got some granite chin, but he could take a beating. He took a beating from Crawford for a while, and we know Crawford. Once Crawford gets on you, Crawford's a dangerous fighter to be in there with because he's a mean fighter. Damn near tries to take you out, put you in the hospital that night.
No, for sure. I don't think this is an easy fight. I'm picking Michael Fox for the strength, just off the strength that me and him, we got a relationship and we friends. But I listen, although he's my friend, I'm not gonna say this is an easy fight whatsoever. I think that if he's not prepared, he could lose this fight, and hopefully he's prepared because he is coming off a long layoff. But Mean Machine is coming off a knockout loss to Virgil Ortiz, so there's that. A win over Mean Machine could definitely put him back in the mix in the welterweight division. I'm not sure he'll get a lot of opportunities considering he's 6'4", 6'5", but it'll keep his name in the hat. He'll move him up in the rankings, and he'll definitely be making some noise in the welterweight division.
You said he's 6'4", 6'5"?
Who, Michael Fox? Yeah.
Michael, go up and fight Fundora, man. I think you can take him.
I want to see him fight Jamal James. Jamal James, another tall welterweight. They need to make that fight.
I want to see the winner of Fox and Mean Machine fight my boy Sheedy.
Speedy Rashidi?
Of course.
You have a relationship with Rashidi Ellis?
Talk to him in the DMs all the time.
Oh, word? Oh no, I thought you guys, since you guys from that New England area, I thought y'all.
I mean, I've trained at his gym a few times, but this was like years ago. But we still talk. We talk frequently in the DMs. He's funny as shit. That's one thing people don't know about him. He's like he's a real quiet. She's a cool dude. I promise you. He's like one of them dudes you could just kick it with. You know what I mean?
Yo, get him on. Yo, put a word in for me. Get him on my show.
I got you. He's got to fight.
This is recorded. Don't tell me you got me and then you don't.
I got you. I'm gonna do it after we're done. But KB said he got a date. I guess he got a date coming up. So once he gets that date, I'm gonna try to get him on Sibby's podcast, this podcast, Chicken Talk. I'm gonna try to get him. I want to get him to be on Spaces more because he's funny as hell, bro. I'm telling you.
Listen, I'm a fan of him. I definitely think that at one point, he was in the conversation of a Virgil, of a Boots, of a Conor Benn. He was in that conversation.
That whole Golden Boy situation. I don't know
what that whole Golden Boy situation kind of set him back. He lost a lot of buzz. We still want to see him some more of him before to reassess where he's at. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like it's unfair to him, but it's what he has to do. He kind of have to start from the back of the line again, not through any fault of his own. This whole Golden Boy situation, but now he's gonna have to show us again. Who are you as a fighter? And we need to see him because I like him a lot.
Hey, just remember he washed Alexis Rocha a few years ago.
Yeah. Look, Danny Ramirez says Rashidi dominated Alexis Rocha before leaving Golden Boy. Yeah, and didn't Rocha knock out what's his name? Blader Flair? So, like,
So if y'all want a little indication of where that boy's at, you heard it right here.
listen, Rashid is a good fighter, man. I've never heard somebody say he's trash or he got no skills or nothing like that. People like the way he fights.
No, it's just because it's almost like he's such a mystery at this point. It's just like, you know, he's good, but you really want to see, like, I really want to see how good he is.
Yeah,
because he spars with Boo Boo. He spars with Demetrius Andrade.
What? Really?
Yeah, if you go on their Instagram, you'll see a picture of them. You'll see pictures and videos of them after sparring. Yeah, I can only imagine what that's like. Cause think about it, both of them guys. I know, I play around a lot, talking about a lot of Andrade in the spaces, but Andrade's a real good fighter. He's long, rangy, very, very good boxing skills. I just want to see the dude in there with somebody who we can be like, I don't know if Andrade could win that. You know what I mean?
I want to see Andrade. I agree with you. This dude, Andrade has been a champion for how many years and has never fought a former world champion or even guy who he beat and then eventually went on to become a world champion. And this is the 4-bout era. His rate when Canelo told him, "You don't fight with nobody," yo, he wasn't lying, man. Canelo was not lying. He was speaking straight facts. You don't fight with nobody.
Don't give me the.
He's a Canelo hater. That's why he's making these faces.
I don't want to do it. No, I'm too tired for the Canelo slander. All I'm gonna say is I just hope that Boo Boo versus Benavidez happens.
I hope that's a fight that makes sense for both fighters. Both don't have a obvious opponent coming up. So since that is not the case, why not fight each other? You know what I'm saying?
I want Benavidez versus Morrell, actually, because I really like David Morrell.
Yeah, but David Morrell, his trainer or his manager, I forget who, said that he's not ready for that fight.
I heard different.
I'll pull up the BoxRec article right now.
I heard different.
You heard different from who? So who's your source?
I heard different.
No, all right, but who's your source? But you can't come on here fucking talking conspiracy theories and shit like that.
I'll DM it to you. I'm gonna DM it to you. Just know I heard different. I heard very, very different.
Okay. We'll see.
For those of you watching, no, I'm not a spy. I'm not nobody like Mike Coppinger. I don't walk around, these boxing streets in all black with shades on. No, I don't do that. Just know I heard different.
Oh, black shade. So somebody's asking, who do you got in the Jerwin Ancajas versus Fernando Martinez fight? I'll take this one first. So first, I thought Martinez clearly won the first fight. I'm not sure why there's a second fight. I'm assuming there's some sort of rematch clause. That's the only thing that makes sense to me. But if he was so dominant in the first fight, I can't see what will change. I feel like this time he will get the stoppage just because, he comes aggressive. He was punching and was doing his thing. I think eventually, I think Martinez is going to win. And I got him by like 9th or 10th round stoppage. Hey, man, you good? I'm talking to your ear right now. What's up with you, bro?
I was just stuffing my face off camera.
Oh, right. Yo, bro, you can't be disrespecting the YouTube channel. My man eating dinner while I invited you. Could have told me this was dinner time, man. You coming here in your fucking work suit and shit? What's going on, bro? What's going on? Bro, this may be the last time you on, bro. This may be the last time you on. My man fucking tired, sleeping, yawning and shit, eating fucking General Tso's chicken and shit. What's going on, bro?
Did you say I was eating toast?
All right, man. Have a good night, bro. I'm fucking with you. Yo, he really hopped off, bro. All right, whatever. Anyways, what we was talking about? Oh yeah, Fernando Martinez. I think he's gonna win the fight, man. I think he's gonna win the fight. I think he's I think he dominated the first fight Martinez did. And I don't see what would change in the second one. I really don't. Let's see. All right. Mark Magsayo versus Hector Luis Garcia. Who wins? Magsayo is moving up at super featherweight division. Magsayo's moving up. I ain't hear that. Where did you hear that? I hope that's true because that's a legit fight for Hector. That's a fight against somebody who beat Gary Russell or lost to Ray Vargas. But it, that was a main event fight. So it's kind of like, all right, he has opportunities right now. And that would be a good name for Hector on his resume. And as well as it'll be a legit opponent. I want to see where is Magsayo ranked in Ring Magazine, man? Yeah, because I kind of want to have an idea as to where he's ranked. Magsayo's ranked number 3 featherweight. So if he was to move up, yeah, you beating the number 3 guy moving up in weight. Yeah. So moving up in weight. I think that's a great fight. I think that's a great fight. I have not heard the rumor of him moving up to 130 though. That I have not. The only thing I will say is that Leo Santa Cruz, he has a fight against Lee Wood, and who knows if that happens and this and that. Well, that's a whole mess. But if Leo Santa Cruz was to try again to get another belt at 130 and fight Hector Luis Garcia, I think that's the perfect fight for him because that's a good enough name where he can, again, build off his name because I'll be honest, he hasn't gotten much buzz off those names. He beat Chris Colbert, who, a good prospect who people are, some people were high on, some people weren't. And then he beat Gutierrez, who, is not that big of a name. So Garcia, although, us hardcores, we saw how big that win was. We know how dominant and how he beat 2 top 5 135-pound fighters back to back. We know the significance of that, but that really didn't do nothing for his name. I feel like a guy like Magsayo or Leo Santa Cruz, especially Leo Santa Cruz, could do that better for him, man. By the way, I just added the link in the chat. I'm about to pin it to the top of the chat. So if anybody wants to call in and talk, but make sure y'all not eating like Hitman. I see him in the chat. Make sure y'all not eating. We definitely gotta have a conversation and chop it up. So I'm gonna pin this to the top of the chat. If anybody wants to call in, you're more than welcome to. Y'all know I'm the voice of the people. I'm definitely the voice of Dominican boxing. But yeah, my man Hitman says Hector Garcia could be fighter of the year. I listen. I think it's gonna be hard to win it over what's his name? Bam Rodriguez. It's gonna be a little bit tough to beat him out for it. As well as if Bivol beats Zurdo. Shit, I think those are 2 fights where two fighters where it's gonna be tough for Garcia to supersede them. But I'm not gonna dismiss him having a chance at winning that. Like, yo, those are 2 legit wins in dominant fashion where nobody can tell me, yo, that was a close fight. Yo, I thought Gutierrez won. Yo, I thought Colbert won. No, those are 2 fights where it's like clearly my guy won against 2 top 5 guys. So we gotta respect him. We definitely gotta respect him. Hitman, was all good, brother. Yo, actually, when I took you off, I was just joking. I put you back on, but then you hopped off, so I was like, all right, whatever. But yeah, now you're all good, man. I'll have you on again, man. I'll definitely have you on again. But what was I saying? Oh yeah, so Hector Garcia again. He's in the running. He's definitely number 2 as of right now because although I'm picking Bivol to beat Zurdo, he still hasn't done it. So let's just say he if we're basing on what people have done now, he's number 2 on my list. He's number 2 right behind Bam Rodriguez because Bam Rodriguez got the Quadras win, got the Rung Visai win, Then he even beat Gonzalez, who, although not a world beater, definitely a good fighter. And so that's three solid wins in one day, in 1 year. 2 of them being, really elite fighters. I gotta give him that award. I can't disrespect him like that. Yeah, no, I agree. I agree with Hector Luis Garcia. He's the best 130 in the world. Ring Magazine disrespecting him, having him. What I think they have him number 3. Where they have him at? Hold on, let me check. No, they got him number 2. And they got Oscar Valdez ahead of him. Yo, that shit's a fucking crime, man. It's ridiculous how he's not number 1. It really, really is. I'm ashamed of Ring Magazine having Hector Luis Garcia number 2. He is clearly the number 1 130 pounder. Fuck out of here, man. And I don't care. I'll argue that with anybody. And by the way, the link is pinned. So if you disagree, I'm welcoming all the smoke. Hector Luis Garcia is number 1. Number 1 in 130. I don't want to hear it. There is no room for debate on that one. And don't call in if you don't want to get cooked. Don't call in if you don't want to get cooked. Oh, by the way, for those of you who are into the really small guys, the strawweight champion, the minimum weight champion, WBA champion, knockout CP Freshmart, he's been ordered to fight my man Eric Mini Pac-Man Rosa for that belt, and he's the number one rated fighter in that division. So we may have a third world champion. DR may have a third world champion in that. And if Carlos Adames wins this Saturday and Charlo moves up to 168, we may have 4. Listen, DR, we up, man. We about to be up real big. But although that fight against knockout CP Freshmart, that's not a given, because my man is only 21, 5 professional fights. He's fighting a guy who, is 24-0 with 9 knockouts. Experienced guy. I think he's the longest reigning current world champion. I don't know, man. It's tough. It's tough. But we'll see. Your guy finna be undisputed at 130. Listen, if the belts fall the right place, if Rakhimov gets that IBF, Ray Vargas gets that WBC, and let's just say he beats both of those guys, that's 3 of the belts. That WBO strap is probably going the top ranks way. And who knows? We'll see what happens. Hopefully it doesn't. And if that belt could somehow end up on PBC side, shit, I would definitely love a real undisputed champion in the full belt era, the first Dominican to do it in the 3 or the 4 belt era, because we had one undisputed world champion in the 2 belt era, Carlos Cruz. And if for my boxing historians, you would know that he beat Carlos Ortiz, who had two of the 2 belts. He had the WBA and the WBC. My guy dropped him in the first round and got the belt and became undisputed. Then in his next fight, defended against Mondo Ramos, a boxing Hall of Fame, and beat him. Like, you get what I'm saying? That's what we were doing back in the 60s, by the way. He was the first and only undisputed Dominican world champion. If Hector Luis Garcia could do that now, bro, that should be legendary, man. It really, really would. Valdez and Garcia being interchangeable are fine, but Garcia may have put himself head and shoulders above the rest with PBC getting that WBC strap. Bro, Valdez, his last 2 fights, he got cooked by Shakur Stevenson when he got dropped and everything. And then in the fight before that, I thought he lost to Conceição. I honestly thought he lost. And then you add on top of that, Garcia's last 2 fights, he dominates and drops Colbert, then dominates the world champion in Gutierrez. So you look at those last 2 performances from each fighter, there's no way, in my opinion, that they are interchangeable. That's just not it just can't happen. Vivi, my man Vivi says Charlo don't want that Adames smoke, sadly. Shout out to my man Vivi. Hey, man. He may not be able to run. He may not be able to run if my man gets that belt, gets that gets that fucking interim belt. He gonna be the mandatory, and then there's nothing we could do. Munguia ducked the dump. Munguia definitely ducked. Yo, Munguia, hold on. Y'all know every time Munguia's name gets brought up, we gotta bring up that duck. That's the biggest duck in boxing. Duck Janibek, Duck Andre, Duck Adames, Duck Charlo, Duck everybody. So yes, that is true. Munguia definitely ducked Carlos Adames. He is the biggest duck in boxing. But yeah, anyways. Yeah, look, everybody, Hector would beat Oscar Valdez. Hector makes Valdez quit. Hold on. We got some educated boxing fan who says Oscar KOs Hector. Yo, Joey Juan Diaz, call in, brother. The link is pinned to the top of the chat. I'm going to need you to call in, sir. Call in right now. I'm telling you what to do. Call in. You got this hot take? Call in, brother. Make your case against me. Make your case against the voice of Dominican boxing so I could cook you live. Anyways, Vivi, Charlo don't want that smoke with anyone. That's good. And see, now if Carlos Montes was the host of this channel, he would have this for Charlo. He says that Charlo's the biggest duck in boxing. And at one point I thought he did. I thought he was, but I kind of see like there's a lot of business dealings going around. Like Andre turned down the fight. They were trying to make the Munguia fight, but something happened on Munguia's side with his promoter. Who else was he trying to fight? I don't know why he ain't fight Adames. I'll be honest with you. He was gonna fight Selecki, and I had on Adames on my show, and Adames was like, "Yo, I was available. I was expecting the call. I was the highest rated fighter in that." And all right, who's this? Hold on, Fernando. What's going on? Are you Joey Juan Diaz?
No, I don't know who Joey
I was about
was.
to cook you, but God, what's up, Fernando?
I'm late to the show, but I heard you talking about Charlo, and you're talking about a lot of things actually on this show.
Yes.
I wanted to ask you, did you hear like any industry rumblings about a potential David Benavidez versus Demetrius Andrade fight possibly happening?
Actually, I was on the Twitter space. And Samson Lukowitz, who is David Benavidez's promoter, hopped on and said that, hey, that's a fight he'll be interested in making. And that's not what he told me when I interviewed him. When I interviewed him, he said Andrade is a fighter who either you look bad against, even if you win, it's not a good fight for the fans. He's this and that. He's not a draw, blah, 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 blah. But looks like his tune has changed, considering Benavidez doesn't have any obvious opponents.
Right, and also Demetrius is a free agent. He's not attached to the zone anymore. So I think they can make it a Showtime show, or it's a good fight if it happens. Do you think it happens in December?
Listen, I'm not in the business of predicting fucking what's his
unofficially
name? Andrade's moves,
like based on. Because they said Benavidez has to be back before the beginning of 2023. So I'm thinking, like, yo, we only have November and December left. So, because I think David Benavidez comes, like, he's going to have a fight before Jermall Charlo.
Okay. I mean, listen, I haven't heard that Benavidez has to have a fight before 2023 ends. I haven't heard that. Where you hear that?
He was supposed to fight 2 times this year. He said it plenty of times.
Yeah, but like honestly,
what's his name? Montiel? Not Montiel. What's the Cuban fighter that he was supposed to fight?
Morel, David Morel.
Yeah. So he was supposed to fight Morel, and he like David Benavidez himself said it fell apart.
Listen, I'm not so sure as to like what's going on at Showtime, but I think that they're so focused on making Spence Crawford and Tank Ryan that there's a lot of balls up in the air, and a lot they're not. I think their focus is on those 2 fights And a lot of other fighters' careers are on hold. Like we don't like when is Boots gonna fight next? When is Elvis Rodriguez gonna fight next?
I'm just being an optimistic fan here, bro, because a lot of people are focused on the negative. You see a lot of name calling on the Twitter space. I just really want to see the fights, bro. Honestly, I could even watch these fights with the TV on mute. Like, you get what I'm saying? I could appreciate like that type of fight for me stylistically, because we never got to see David Benavidez versus Caleb Plant. This would be the next best thing in reference to that matchup that didn't happen when both of them were undefeated.
The thing is that both of these both these fighters are going to be fighting at 168, right? That division is pretty weak. Like, right, you got Canelo at the top, then you got Benavidez, you got Plant, who's already occupied, so we're not going to count him. He's occupied with Darrell, so those two fights are out the way for both of these fighters, and Benavidez already fought Darrell.
Okay, so you got an excellent point there. In terms of, but like the thing is, man, like at this point, I just take what I can get. Like I'm, the live gates and the
you sound like a starving boxing fan.
Yeah,
bro.
look, yo, but like this, how many weeks did we not really have a show, and how many postponements are there? There's so many the Huey. Like I wasn't really interested in the Huey Fury versus Michael Hunter, but they got pushed twice.
Yeah.
The Errol Spence versus Terrence Crawford fight got pushed I don't know how many times. So yeah, I'll take what I could get, man. But I'm really like that. So that's the one fight that sticks out to me. The David Benavidez versus
Look, again, it's the fight that makes sense for both. It's the fight that makes sense for both fighters right now. And again, I think Samson Lukowicz is noticing right now, like, oh shit, this is he's kind of cornered because like who else can he fight at 168 where it would have your interest? You can't include Caleb Plant because he's busy.
Yeah, but I'm not even that. Are you that interested in Caleb Plant versus Darrell?
No. What I'm saying is that you can't include Caleb Plant as a potential opponent for either fighter because he's busy right now. That's what I'm saying. You understand what I'm saying?
Even then, it would take a lot of effort to make it happen. Like between because
but listen, my point is, it's the only fight that makes sense.
Yeah, they're both available. They're both free. They're both available.
The only thing is that Andrade, he's a horrible businessman. He's one of those guys. He's one of those guys that he doesn't know how to value himself. Like, all right, I'm worth X amount. This is what I should get paid.
He did make a whole mess out of the Johnny Beck situation and the Zach Parker situation. But I'm telling you, man, I'll just take what I can get at this point, man.
No, I'm with you.
I'm desperate. I am desperate. I'll take what I can get. And that's all I wanted to bring up, bro. I don't want to take up too much of your time.
Nah, you good, man. All right, man. All I need you to do right now is go follow Hector Luis Garcia, Elvis Rodriguez, Michelle Rivera, Carlos Adames, who else? Jason Rosaro, Edwin De Los Santos. Follow all of them on Instagram.
All right. I got you.
All right, Fernando. I appreciate you.
Keep up the great work, man. You literally are the voice of Dominican boxing. Because
for sure, you Dominican too.
Yeah. They didn't really have the representation like that. So,
and now my channel's here, and I bet you like, damn, this dude giving me what I want, giving me what I need.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm feeling the gap that was missing in this world.
You're also changing. You're also helping change Ness's mind on a couple.
Oh, for sure. I gotta go back on the boxing voice. I'm glad you brought that up. I need to go back on the boxing voice, man. I heard him talking bad about Dominican boxing again. I'm like, come on, man. Like, I felt like. I understand where he's coming from in terms of historically. But after the year we just had,
the game has changed. The game has changed.
You got a new young crop of fighters. Give us some credit, bro. Yeah. Like at some point, you got to give us some credit. You got to be like, all right, man. Listen, I still have my doubts, but they proving me wrong. I need Ness to say that. That's all I want Ness to say. Listen, I may have my opinion. I may think that they not good. I may think that they lazy. Whatever you think. But damn, they proving me wrong this year. 2022, they proving me wrong. I need Ness to say that. I need to go back on the boxing voice, man. I need to fly out back to Vegas. Shout out to Ness, though. That's my guy. But he been a little too negative with the Dominicans. I don't know what's up with him, man.
All right, bro. I'll catch you another time, man.
Fernando,
always a pleasure
I appreciate you calling in, man.
Take care.
Yeah, man. But yeah, nah, Ness is my guy. Ness is my guy. I don't want people to take it. Me and him, we intense. We both, I know he's from Jersey, but point is he's like a New Yorker essentially. So we both New Yorkers, we both loud and crazy, we both Dominican. So that's why we get a little heated when we talk and shit like that. But he's my guy. I just need him to be a little bit more positive with Dominicans, man. I really want to go back out to Vegas. He had hit me up honestly, it was right before our interview. He had hit me up and he was like, yo, when you gonna fly back out here? But the thing is, it's so hard for me to get days off and fly out there, pay for a hotel and shit like that. And also, if and when I do fly out there, I kind of want to do 2 birds, 1 stone, where I'm out there for that. But I'm also out there because I'm connecting with some of the Dominicans that are training out there. Carlos Adames is training out there for this upcoming fight this Saturday. And I just couldn't figure out a way to, like, the time to fly out there, man. Like, it wasn't even the money. I had the money to pay for the hotel and flight. It was more so the scheduling, man. My schedule is difficult. Come on, that's an obvious question. That's an obvious answer. Who has the better accomplishments in boxing, Dominican Republic or the Philippines? As of right now, the Philippines, man. Listen, Manny Pacquiao is a top 10 all-time great. Man, like, people don't realize how great Manny Pacquiao was. And just on Manny Pacquiao alone, you can add up all the accomplishments Dominican boxing has made, and they probably don't equal up just to Manny Pacquiao. And that's just me being honest. They also have Nonito Donaire. He's better than anybody in Dominican boxing history as well. Not quite like, well, you can combine everybody, but he's definitely a great fighter. Who else? Who else came out of the Philippines? There's a few guys out of the Philippines that were really good. So as of right now, I have to say the Philippines. But again, the turn of Dominican boxing was August 20th, 2022. When both Hector Luis Garcia and Alberto Boya became champion on the same day. That was the turn of Dominican boxing. So let's see. Let's since that was the turn, let's see let's have this conversation in 10 years. How about that? 4 doors. I'm not, I'm not gonna say your full name. Let's have this conversation in 10 years and let's see who has better history in boxing. Because as of right now, we just hit our golden era. You guys had your golden era with Pacquiao and Donaire at the same time. Right now, we just hit ours. Know what I'm saying? One second. He says, he's tough. You think that Adames fight is going to be, Charlo had an easy time with Deverenchenko, and Adames looked small for Deverenchenko, and Charlo had a hard time with Montiel. Montiel much bigger. Listen, Carlos Adames was a big underdog in that fight against Deverenchenko. I don't think people remember how much of an underdog Carlos Adames is. I wish I could pull up the odds, but nobody was picking Adames to win that fight. I'll be honest. I wasn't picking Adames. When he beat Deverenchenko, I was surprised. I was like, oh shit, he beat Deverenchenko. He just moved up in weight. So you saying that he looked big, that Deverenchenko looked bigger than him. Yeah, he had just moved up in weight. He's now filling into the division. Let's see how he looks. I'm picking Adames by stoppage. That's my pick right now. 7th or 8th round, he's going to stop this kid. And we'll see. We'll see if I'm proven right. We'll see. Edwin De Los Santos is nice. He beat Rayo's ass. Yeah, man. You better get on the Dominican side, Joey. Nah, for sure. Edwin De Los Santos is a problem, man. And anybody at 135, y'all better watch out for my guy. My guy's going to be dangerous. For real. For real, though, I'm happy to see Dominicans winning because I know how much it means to you, and it just makes your name better because you backed all those guys when people didn't give them a chance. Absolutely. Absolutely. Anytime with them. Listen, when De Los Santos won, I gained 75 Twitter followers in one day, and I think I gained 24 subscribers in one day. So, like, the more success Dominicans have, the more success I would have in my channel. And by the way, I'm in the process of making shirts. And listen, it costs money for me to make these shirts. These shirts are not I'm not going somewhere and they're giving them to me for free so I can sell it. I'm going to start selling shirts for my channel, but I need my people, my supporters, my Dominicans, or even if you're not Dominican, if you're a viewer or a subscriber of mine, I need y'all to support me. Again, I don't want to take a loss. I don't want to buy these shirts and these shirts end up in my closet collecting dust. And then, I have to give them away to donation to the Salvation Army. So I'm just letting y'all know right now, I'm going to be making shirts and I'm going to need y'all support. I'm going to need y'all support. They're going to be reasonably priced. I'm not going to fucking sell you a $30,000 shirt. I'm not Kanye West. But I'm going to need y'all to show up and support, man. I see the chat got quiet. The chat got quiet as soon as I started mentioning buying shirts. The chat got quiet. So I'm a little nervous. I already put the order in, man. Don't make me waste that money. I got some dope shirts, some dope designs coming in. And I would definitely want y'all to support, man. But again, getting back to the fight this Saturday, Adames, again, nobody doubts his skills. It's his fucking gas tank. That Dominican curse we worry about. We worry about that damn Dominican curse. And Bob Santos basically put it like every conversation we had, just told me, yo, don't worry about him. I got him in shape. I got him in shape. And I hope he's right. Yeah, man. All right, Carlos Montes, I'll buy one, bro. Thank you, man. Thank you. I mean, how I got a Mexican though is the only one who says that he'll buy one. Yo, y'all Dominicans are cheap, man. Raf, what's up? Rafael, Juan. Who else is Dominican here that I know is Dominican? Oh, you guys, man. I'm gonna be selling shirts, man. I'm gonna need some support, man. I'm definitely gonna need some support. But damn, well, I lost track of what I was gonna say. But yeah, I'm about to end this, man. Nobody wants to call in. But again, my official picks right now. I got Michael Fox winning by decision. I got Carlos Adames winning by stoppage. I got who else I got? Hold on. Before I finish, Rafael, my man, de lo mío. Thank you. I appreciate that. So I got Michael Fox by decision, Carlos Adames by stoppage, Fernando Martinez by stoppage. I got and then I got Fundora winning a close, possibly controversial decision. Carlos Montes, what's up, my brother?
What's up, man? Can you hear me?
Yeah, man, I can hear you fine, loud and clear. How you doing, man?
Shit, as soon as I heard I'm doing good, man. As soon as I heard you say you was about to end the live because no one's gonna call in, I'll be like, all right, you know what? I'm gonna call in.
I appreciate that, man. What you think of these fights this weekend?
Sure. Bro, honestly, man, what's it called? Yeah, I'm very excited for these fights this weekend. Like, obviously, the main one, I want to watch is Eubank versus Ben, but after all the controversy, I'm like, damn, bro, I don't know.
Do you think it happens? Like, I don't even know.
I like, as much as I want to see it, bro, I don't think it should, bro, because like that's dangerous as fuck for like Eubank. Like, it's already that he's like having to cut all that weight and only rehydrate 10 more pounds, but then he's gonna fight another man that's like, essentially on PEDs. Like, nah, bro, I don't think it should happen.
Yeah, no, I'm with you, bro. I don't think it should happen. If it does happen, I will be watching. I'm not going to be a hypocrite. I will be watching, but I'm not going to say that I don't think it should. Like, it's I'm really disappointed in Ben because
me too, bro.
Like, I was picking him to win.
Me too, bro. Me too. I was dead ass picking him to win because like the whole lead up of like Eubank saying that, oh yeah, I'm only 60%. I'm not taking him that serious. All that, I was like, bro, like, I don't know if he's just playing mind games or if he's genuinely like, not taking him serious. Because then he's posting videos of him eating food and all that shit. I'm like, bro, like, while you're doing this stuff, Ben is in the fucking gym, bro. So don't do that 60% bullshit, bro. So that's why I was picking Ben. But now with all this stuff, like, I don't know, man, it's crazy.
No, listen, I agree with you. I hate the fact that this is the situation as far as him testing positive, because even if the fight does happen and he wins,
He doesn't do anything for him.
Like, yeah, people gonna be like, yeah, but you was on the juice, blah 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 blah. And if he loses, he looks even worse. Like, damn, you was on the juice and you still lost. So it's like, it's taking a lot of air out the buzz, man. Like, I listen, I still will watch, but I'll be honest, I'm not quite as excited as I was before.
Me too, bro. And this is really bad for him, bro. Like, obviously, like, no shit, but like, this guy is essentially going to be in the title picture soon at 147 because he's dangerous as fuck. But now with this, bro, even if he does win in, let's say, pretty good fashion, that whole steroid shit is going to maybe put him like a couple wins away from being a title contender at 147. And if he loses, he shouldn't even think about being a title contender in the next like 2 years, bro. Don't even think about it, man. Like, straight up, especially since he's fighting someone that's not at 147.
Nah. I'm with you.
Yeah, bro.
I think anybody who fights him has to for sure get extra drug testing, all that VADA, everything like that, random blood in urine, because he has a history of it now. Even if it was that he drank a tea or he ate a piece of meat that was tainted, you know how these boxers do. Like, everybody wants to make an excuse, but now that's under your legacy, you know. I mean, the only thing I will say is he I don't believe his B sample has been tested. So if his B sample comes out negative, then it's going to be interesting. But from what I understand, he's been tested since his positive test, and he's tested negative. So I'm not sure quite what's the deal with that.
Yeah, the whole thing is weird, bro. I definitely didn't expect it, but, you know, sometimes shit like this happens. So it's only like, you know, time will tell. But moving on from that, I'm also heavily excited about the Fundora Ocampo. And of course, Carlos Aldames versus Montiel. I'm excited. I'm actually really excited about that one too, because, you know, you've been hyping it up really well. And Adames is definitely a guy that can be very, very, very dangerous at 160. So we'll see that fight as well. But I am picking Adames. A stoppage, you know, I could see it happening, but I'm leaning maybe towards more decision. But I wouldn't be surprised at all if he stops him. So that's a good one as well, man. If you want to, you know, talk more about that one because that's your boy, you know, you can go ahead. But yeah, I like that fight too.
We can talk about the whole card. I mean, I just like the card as a whole. Like, even the YouTube portion, you getting Michael Fox versus Mean Machine, and then on TV you getting 3 solid fights. One for an interim belt, two for an interim belt, and one for a real belt. It's a really, really good fight. A really, really good card, excuse me, from top to bottom. And I'm so upset that Conor Benn tested positive, because it was going to be a great night of boxing. It was going to be, you're going to see that fight on the afternoon on DAZN. Then later at night, you were going to be able to see the Showtime card, and it was going to be amazing. But now this dude messed everything up.
Yeah, it's ridiculous, but this shit happens, bro. You know, can't really do anything about it. It is what it is. But yeah, just speaking about obviously this week, just this month in general, bro. Like, we gotta be more thankful, bro, because next week we literally fucking get the Wilder card with I don't know how to pronounce his last name, but we also we get Caleb Plant fighting as well, and then obviously Haney and Kambosos. Even though, you know, people want to talk about that fight not being competitive and stuff, well, you know, it's still interesting a little bit. I mean, I at least I think so.
And also, I just want to say, Michelle Rivera is also fighting on that
fight too.
Wilder undercard, man. I just want to say that. And all my Dominicans that live in New York City, man, make sure y'all pull up.
You're right. Yeah, I completely forgot about him. That's my bad. But yeah, no, for sure, that's gonna be interesting as well, because he's definitely a guy who can be very, very good at 135, and he can get those big names. So if he wins that night, then, you know, he can set up some good fights.
I just wish that PBC put him in better position. Like, he shouldn't be fighting the guy he's fighting. He should be fighting a Rolly, a Pitbull Cruz, a Tank, somebody. He should be fighting a top contender. And I'm a bit disappointed how they've handled a few of the Dominicans, I'll be honest.
Yeah. I mean, at the same time,
I gotta make a video about that.
Yeah, at the same time, they probably don't want to throw him those guys like Rolly and Cruzes, because they kind of value those guys and they want to push their careers forward. And if they throw someone like Michelle Rivera in front of them, they're gonna be like, all right, maybe those guys lose to Michelle, because Michelle Rivera is for sure, he's legit, bro. So I
Well,
definitely
how are
think
you?
that. What happened?
What's up, Math?
I said, "What's up, Joel? How are you? How are you, other guy? I don't know your name, bro."
His name is Carlos.
So it's good, man.
All right, Carlos.
It's good, man.
What's going on, Math? How's everything, man?
Yeah, I'm pissed off, man. I'm pissed off about what Conor Benn did today, man.
Hey,
I'm
bro,
pissed
go off,
about
bro.
that.
Go off. This is your. This
Yeah,
is
that's
the stage yours,
you want me
bro.
to talk my?
Get it
I'm
off
gonna
your
talk.
chest, bro.
I'm gonna
The
talk
stage
my
is yours,
shit. I'm
brother.
gonna say. I'm gonna talk my shit. I'm gonna tell you why I'm mad. I'm gonna tell you why I'm fucking mad. Yo, bro, you told him to come in at 157. He
Facts.
said it. You said his 60% was gonna beat your 110%,
Facts.
as we can see. You know, you wait. The rehydration clause. He can't come in no weight, no higher than 168. No
Facts.
problem. But now you have clomiphene, which is a fertility drug in women, and a testosterone booster in men. For you to, match his 60%, this is complete bullshit. Chris Eubank Sr. was right. He shouldn't be taking this fight because at the end of the day, one side is being professional and acquiescing to all the demands, and the other side is just on some bullshit. I like Nigel Benn. No, I love Nigel Benn as a fighter. I like Nigel Benn as a person. I've actually done some research on Nigel Benn and looked up his upbringing. His upbringing was kind of rough. It was tough, and he did it the hard way. He never did that. Chris Eubank Sr. never did that. Chris Eubank, Jr. never did that. And I understand this is his one time, but like out of all times to fuck this up, you choose this time?
Yeah,
Out of
bro.
all times, bro. We talk shit about Javante Davis. We talk shit about Errol Spence. We talk shit about a lot of these PBC dudes. We talk shit about a lot of. At the end of the day, I don't know if they're taking any steroids, but hey, they've never failed no test. We talk shit about the Charlos every day. Oh, the Charlos, because the Charlos can be really high strung and really emotional and really just, on some asshole shit. They never failed no drug test. Why
Yeah.
is it that the biggest fight of your career, you find a way to fuck that up? You know how much millions you're getting? Think about it. If you beat Chris Eubank Jr., he vowed to retire.
Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. Right now, they're discussing if they should allow this fight to happen. Do you care if Eubank goes, fuck it, I still wants to fight? Or you think that, the commission should step in for the safety of both fighters and not allow the fight to happen?
I'm going to look at it like this. Julius said this from Ring IQ. Shout out to my boy. He said this. The the triple B of OC said this. They only recognize UCAD. So VADA testing is something that they don't recognize. So if this was an adverse finding in UCAD, it would have been completely kaput. And mind you, he's passed all his other, tests with UCAD and the British Boxing Board of Control, recognizes that. So if under that auspice, they should go on with that fight if you only recognize that. In theory, they shouldn't recognize it. They shouldn't go on with this fight because you're putting people in danger. And I'm not going to be on the moral high ground because there's a lot of fighters that we like have taken steroids.
But then why do the test? Why do VADA if you're not gonna fucking suspend the guy or cancel the fight at all? Why do VADA?
I feel you. I feel you. It's crazy. The British Boxing Board of Control should put VADA in because VADA catches people. VADA caught Andre Berto. VADA caught a lot of Al Heyman fighters. At the end of the day, they need to have a uniform thing. But VADA fucking up the money. Irrespective of anything, this is a money-based sport. Like in anything, this money drives these things. And like, should Chris Eubank should be fighting under these auspices? Absolutely not. But Chris Eubank Jr. has this arrogance to think that he's better than dude, and he thinks he's gonna do his thing, and more power to him. But ultimately, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense for you to fight a guy that's willing to put you in harm's way like that. Boxing is as brutal as it is. Like, let's look at it. Nigel Benn injured Gerald McClellan. Let's look at it. Chris Eubanks' father, Chris Eubanks Sr., injured Michael Watson. They put two people out of the sport permanently, and their lives have never been the same after encountering those two men.
No, but
So,
that's my point. But that's my point. If you're gonna do the testing, is obviously for the safety of the fighters. Now, if the testing finds that one fighter is doing something that is going to make it unsafe for the other fighter, and then you choose to ignore it, then why the fuck are we using VADA? That's my point.
Exactly.
I wholeheartedly agree with you, but unfortunately,
it's ridiculous.
It's beyond ridiculous, Joel. But it's like this. You got to remember when Demetrius Andrade was slated to fight Billy Joe Saunders that first time, right?
Yeah.
And he failed for quote unquote nasal spray, right?
Nasal spray, yes.
The British Boxing Board of Control did not suspend Billy Joe Saunders for that, and it was VADA.
The fight got canceled, Math. The fight got canceled
Because it was in America. Hypothetically, if that was in Britain, they could have let that fight go on. But
I just don't get it. No. So was VADA negotiated into the contract by both fighters?
I don't know. I think it was just regular.
That's the only thing that makes sense to me. That both fighters negotiated into the contract. So if you negotiated in the contract, that means that you felt that you wanted to be protected. That's cool, and I'm for that. You want to be protected. You don't mind fighting another man as long as that other man is not using any banned substance. Cool, I get it. Perfect. All right, now it shows up that the other man tested positive for a banned substance. At some point, I think Eubanks management should be like, yo, bro, you have nothing to gain. You beat this guy, they're just gonna be like, oh, he was going through a lot of stress with the whole, steroid thing. And if you lose, I guess I said it backwards. I guess it is a win-win for him, because if he wins, he could be like, look, I beat a guy who was juiced up. And if he loses, he could be like, yeah, I lost to the guy because he was juiced up. Now, as I'm talking it out, I'm thinking, but I just don't want him to put himself in harm's way. Considering there's a rehydration clause. Now, if you could negotiate, like, all right, now let's take off the catch weight and rehydration clause.
That fight's going to be called off then. That fight's going to be called off. Guaranteed. If Eubank can come in at 160 with no rehydration, they contract, and if he says, I'm putting my foot down, 160, no rehydration clause, you think Ben's team's gonna allow that to happen? No,
bro.
You gotta keep it a buck, bro. Ben's best win was against fucking Chris Algieri.
Shout out to Chris. Nah. I think that Granato's win was his best win.
I think Algieri, because Algieri was more accomplished.
Yeah, no, I agree, but where Algieri is in his career is not the Algieri that fought Provodnikov. That's not the same Algieri. So
I feel you.
You get what I'm saying? Now, if you tell me this that Algieri, then I would have given him credit, but that's not this Algieri. This Algieri, he's old. Isn't he like 40? I could be wrong, but I believe he's in his 40s.
I'm about to look that up right now.
Yeah, look it up. I could be wrong. Again, I'm not 100%. He's either 39 or 40, I think, if I'm not mistaken. But so boxing pound for pound Jack says Eubank.
He's 38 actually.
38. All right. But you see what I'm saying? He's at an advanced age. But Eubank is getting $7 million. So that may be the reason why he's like, honestly, I don't give a fuck this dude taking steroids or not. I'm about to get a $7 million bag. Whatever.
But I always thought this was a dangerous fight for Conor Benn for this reason. Eubank is not Eubank's not a concussive one-punch knockout artist.
But he is bigger.
Yeah, but when you're bigger and you hit that hard and you hit with a cumulative power kills people. If you hit someone multiple times and it's getting hurt over and over and over and over, round after round after round, we've seen people die that way. Eubank has that. Look what he.
Who did you have before this whole positive test shit happened? Who did you have winning and how?
had Chris Eubank winning still.
By a decision knockout.
Probably stoppage because he's just a bigger guy, violent. Like he's a very violent guy. Let's not get this misconstrued. He's a violent guy. He's a spiteful guy. He can walk you down or walk you into shots. One thing about that, and one thing I don't want is happening to Conor, because if he gets into a war with this guy, Chris Eubank Jr. has more Nigel Benn in him than I'm not saying. Let me just phrase it this way.
I don't know.
Chris
I don't know, man.
Nah, he's a violent dude, bro. He's a violent dude, bro. Like I'm telling you, his father taught him to watch Nigel Benn, and certain things that he does in that ring with the flurries, the incessant power punches at times, bro. I think that could be too much for him.
And listen, I was picking Ben just for the simple fact that one, I think he takes the sport more serious. Again, this is all before the steroid shit. So everything I'm about to say, just remember, is before I seen him test positive. I was picking Ben for the simple fact that Chris Eubank doesn't seem like a guy who takes his sport 100% serious. Conor Benn does. Conor Benn gives me that feel of a fighter. Gives me that feel like, oh, nah, this dude came to fight. You know what I'm saying? Like, this dude's in the gym grinding.
Yeah.
Eubank, the way he's handled his career.
But I think Eubank does too.
Nah, but the thing is, the way he's handled his career, it shows me that he's not somebody who's focusing on legacy, who's trying to be the best, who's trying to fight.
I think he's a bad businessman, but like in terms
and acted funny.
Yep, the Gennady Golovkin fight was complete bullshit. I think he could have fought Demetrius Andrade. There's a lot of times, but in terms of training,
that's my point. That lets me know you're not a real fighter. And Conor Benn, although he hasn't been in position to get a Spencer Crawford, a Boots, or Virgil, as far as how he's conducted himself in and around the business of boxing, and as well as how he's performed in the ring, I like what I've seen from him. And to the point where I'm like, okay, I think this guy got moxie. He has something. He has something I like. And it's and you. I probably shouldn't be making my boxing picks off that, but it's kind of like Chavez Jr. Chavez Jr. was talented, had the lineage of his father, but never took the sport 100% serious. Now, I'm not going to compare Chris Eubank to Chavez Jr. Like I do think there's a big difference.
Because I honestly do think at one point in time he did take the sport serious. Because you gotta remember, whenever you get into a tournament like the World Boxing Super Series, the Super 6 or anything like that, and when you want to fight the best, trust me, bro, he went up to 168, and if he would have got his tactics better, he possibly would have been in the final fighting Callum Smith. So I can't say that. I just think he's looking for the best monetary opportunity. And sometimes you got to rage. A boxer like him, I think he rages. I think he's cerebral enough to gauge risk reward. Because think about it, in that World Boxing Super Series thing, he would have been number one, and he would have been on track to fight, the Canelos of the world and shit like that. Like, all the, main guys at 168. I'm telling you, I think it's more business, because you also got to remember when he was on the PBC, he did want to fight Jamal Charlo.
He's had a lot more opportunities than you mentioned to fight top fighters, and has not taken them. Let's be honest. And again,
probably because
doing
of the
all
business,
this trolling shit on the Instagram and doing all this shit, he's shown me enough signs that he's not 100% dedicated in the sport, in trying to be the best, in trying to prove it. And again, but that's just me. That's just the way I look at it. And it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate that this fight, whether it happens or doesn't happen, is going to have an asterisk on it. It's unfortunate that that's the way it will go.
And it's nothing on Chris Eubank Jr.'s side. It's only on Conor Benn's side. Like,
I agree. I'm not disagreeing with you.
I agree. Yeah, I'm not saying that you were disagreeing with me. I'm just pissed off on Conor Benn's part. But like, how does something like that get into your camp? Like, think
Yeah.
about it. Let's really just think about it. How does that? How do you find something like that? Because I know these guys have money and they have
At the
access.
pharmacy, what you mean? How do you find it? You got a
Bro,
dealer.
I've been like, oh, you talking about the dealer? All right, cool.
Hey,
Because
listen.
it
When you
makes
do
sense.
something illegal, you got to have a dealer, right? You
Yeah, it
got
makes sense.
money, you got to connect to something.
It makes sense because you got that money, you got that access, bro. Like, think about it. Look at all the like muscle heads around, like, California, Miami, and stuff like that. They're gonna have to have a dealer. You're right. You're right. But like, it just like sometimes that like steroids. Like, I've never ever had the thought of doing some shit like that. Like, where do you find that shit,
Listen. The idea of steroids and performance enhancing drugs is tempting, but once you hear that shit shrinks your balls and could give you erectile dysfunction, like there
Also,
goes
like, bro,
all
I'm
the
good.
incentive
I'm
for me
so
to
good.
try anything.
All the
Bro, nah.
incentives goes out the window. I'm gonna do it on the muscle, B.
Yo, Mav, Carlos, I appreciate you guys calling in.
Always,
For sure,
bro.
bro. And
Hey.
yeah, man, this whole thing is crazy, bro. Like, I definitely with Ben, it is crazy, but like I said, we'll see if the fight still goes on. I mean, part of me doesn't want it to go on, but if we watch it, it's still gonna be entertaining. But we'll see.
All right, Carlos, I appreciate you. Everybody hit that like and subscribe button. I'll catch you on the next one. This Saturday, I'm gonna try to get another Dominican boxing YouTuber in Spanish for Spanish Sábado. So me and him gonna be chopping it up. I have not confirmed with him, but I hit him up. We are in communication. I also will be trying to get an interview with Bob Santos and Carlos Adames before the fight. We'll see if I can make that happen. If not, I'm always out here hustling, trying to get interviews. So I'm definitely going to be working for that. But I appreciate you guys. Hit that like and subscribe button. And until next time. Oh, wait a minute. Before I go, I'm going to answer this. Yo, Joel, you remember Juan Dominguez? I was really big on him. Actually, Juan Dominguez, me and him, we used to train at the same boxing gym. He was the first person that introduced himself to me in the boxing gym. And me and him, we made a relationship. He's cool. So yes, I do remember Juan Dominguez very, very well. But all right, guys, until next time, peace.